morning, race fans, sim fans, RC fans, Racing 393. What are we going to do today? I don't know. What should we do? Anyway, I do know. The car in front of you here on the picture. 1994? I believe. I think it is. I don't know actually now. Well, it's Johnny. The car I'm going to drive is Johnny Herbert. And the ASR Formula of the Lotus 107. This is a variation 0.6. It cost €4.99, which is probably about, what was that, $4.38 or something, I think it is, and put it into UK. So it's probably not far off that in dollars now with the price of the pound. Perhaps nearer $4.50, 60, something like that. I always yawn when I talk. Don't know what's going on. Anyway, we're going to give this a go. The updates, it's very loose actually. When you read the updates, they're not particularly groundbreaking. There's some physics updates. I can't really find what that is. Graphical updates, skins, sounds. Now it's a very generic update. So I had the original version, which well, it does say to delete that. And my understanding is that if you don't delete the old version, you can get some corrupt install files for the new version. I've never actually had a problem with that. Whether it's difficult sometimes. You delete the old one, try the new one, and it's been such a gap since you've tried either. You know, as in the first one, you don't know. Is it different? I suppose what you should do really is try the old one, you know, for a few laps, then delete that one, then put the new one on and see if it's any different. But yeah, so this is a typical Formula 1 car from somewhere in the 90s, mid to beginning of the 90s to the mid 90s. I believe I'm going to have to look at the spec, so I don't know whether it's going to be my sequential, which I hope it is. I don't think it's paddle, not this year. I'm not on, especially not on the Lotus. Anyway, it might even be H pattern. I don't think it was that either. To be honest, most cars in this era will either be, you know, paddle shift, or they're going to be sequential. Some of the lower teams, and this is one of those kind of had a lot of sponsors on the car, but one of those media, sort of sometimes it did well, got into the point, sometimes it didn't. So the sort of the budget in these sort of teams, kind of on that cusp of where they had the latest technology of paddle shifts, or if they were lower down in the grid, like towards the back, they would have still been on the, I will say the old H pattern, but yeah. But bear in mind the H pattern is going to be on the right if it is. So we're going to jump in and see how it goes. It's a bit loud. H pattern shifter, which is on the right. We'll take it around for a couple of laps, nice and steady. Get the tyres warm. Got to use the clutch, else you get a dirty gear change. A little bit of blipping. Sounds alright. Sounds alright. The force feedback's amazing. Bit of a dirty gear change then. Feels really good. Oh. Amazing track for Formula 1. 1993 is when they were there, that wet race. You know, that famous race when Senna outdrove everybody. Even Alain Prost made him look like an amateur. Now try to go into 6th there, maybe it's only got 5 speeds. Let's see what we can do.
Well, that was at 124.1.
Not much. I'm going to scrap this lap. No. Ah.
Gonna validate this lap, track limits. You're locking your left front going into Goddard's.
We'll give it another go.
Sector 1 time's okay.
I'm overdriving it now.
Sector 2 time is good.
Super concentrating at the moment, not talking, which is probably a good thing.
You've just done a 120.8.
There we go.
That's your quickest today.
Well, that was really super enjoyable, actually. What I'm going to do now is just quickly set up a replay. So here we are starting the lap. Looks amazing, sounds absolutely freaking incredible. Don't mock me for my lines. It's very stable. It's a bit juttery, if I'm honest. Like the frames per second on the replay are not good. It was a good lap up to here. Really loud. I took the wrong line here. Thought I was on a different part of the track. I'd love to have driven one of these cars. Just went wide. Never mind. Dirty tyres. We'll have another go. So the car itself, compared to what other F1 cars drive like, nothing wrong with it. The graphics are incredible, really detailed. The sound is absolutely banging in my eardrums at the moment. I almost overdrove that down the craner. Oh, and there, lots of sparks. That was quite impressive. Should we go back and have a look at that one? So here's a little bit of a slow motion of the car, so you can hear me more than anything. And I've got a different camera shot here, just slightly different. I went wide I was pushing too hard there, and I could feel the car. You could feel the understeer, which was good. And I believe it went wide here. I was on the curb, way onto the curb. Yeah, that looks a bit. What's that? A firework? That didn't look quite as good. And it sent the car. I could see the tyre flex as well. So less the sparking there, but the actual movement of the car as it was unloading and going around the corner, the tyre, yeah, really good. I mean that's always been there. If I'm honest with you, it's probably a little bit better to do in slow motion, just for the simple factor of you've seen a lap, and you can hear what I'm saying now, which is better, isn't it? So, yeah, I mean, like all of ASR Formula, all their F1 cars, their historic F1 cars from this sort of era, there's no one else that does them. They also do it for R Factor 2, so you can download the same, the file, another €4.99. Nice glowing disc there. Look at that, it's good. That's pretty standard on nowadays, isn't it? Yeah, so I haven't tried the R Factor 2 one yet. I think Assetto Corsa is a little bit more accessible. If I wanted to download a car and have a quick go of it, this is the route I would take. R Factor 2, for those that haven't played it, is a bit of a ball ache. And getting to run, in my opinion. You just download it onto the Assetto Corsa content manager, install it, and it's done. Castle Donnington, you see that in there? That's its proper name, Castle. Well, Castle Donnington is actually where it is, and Donnington Park. But anyway, we're digressing slightly. So what do I think? Yeah, the car and the physics working. So as far as the update, well, I don't remember what the first one was like now. It's been ages since I've tried it. Nice line there, Johnny. I like that. Just getting the apex. Let's see what the other one was like. A little bit wider coming out, maybe. That was not too bad. You can actually that chicane there. You can take a lot quicker, and I can go out a lot wider there. So it's not a critique of my lines. This is just me. I just like to give this car a go. But it replicates the 1992 F1 season brilliantly. The sounds, the physics, the graphics, the handling, the force feedback, which is all part of Assetto Corsa. You can't complain. And generally speaking, it's never a million miles away from R Factor 2 and vice versa. I think, if I'm honest, I don't know, that's a tough one. I think R Factor 2, for me, just beats it on graphics and the car, but you cannot fault that. And it works especially well with the track IR, direct drive wheel, and the smaller F1 style of wheel for the car. It's not quite the same as that. If I got the red version, yes, it would be, but it's getting a bit, how many wheels are you going to buy just for the cars? But the actual Lotus in this era had a red sort of Alcantara wheel, and you can buy that very similar wheel, flat top and flat bottom. I believe that might be round. I could be wrong, but the Fanatec one is sort of flat top and bottom. But anyway, it replicates that kind of feel very, very well. This car, yeah, well worth the download and a small price you've got to pay. 0.6 is the update. Graphics was done, sound, the physics, and a few other bits and pieces, but it doesn't actually go into detail on, stop yawning, on what actually changed. I think this wheel was round, you can see there. I could probably have a look at the garage and have a zoom in, but yeah, so what do you think? What do you think of this one? Give it a go. turn your headphones up and have a bloody good blast. F1 when it was, in my opinion, Formula 1 Grand Prix racing. Yeah, it's absolutely chalk and cheese for what it is right now. I'm not dissing now, but compared to then, it was miles better then than what it is now, and what it's likely to be now and going forward. So, I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching. Get my words out, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.